Greetings viewers, if you click the video link, you're here to learn how to take apart and or put back together your Keltec KSG shotgun. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First thing we need to do is make sure we safety check our weapon. So the first thing we're going to do is verify that the weapon is on safe. We're going to visually and physically inspect our chamber, make sure that I can see my two orange metal followers in here. So I know there's no ammunition loaded in any of those tubes. We're going to depress the slide release here. We're going to pull the slide back. And again, visually and physically inspect our chamber, making sure that there is no ammo in the weapon. We know that we are safe here, so we can go ahead and jump into disassembly. So I'm going to go ahead and return that to the forward position. So you are not going to need any tools for this disassembly. If you were simply field stripping it just to take it apart to clean it, you shouldn't need anything super exorbitant in order to disassemble your shotgun. The most complicated piece of equipment you may need is a quarter. And that's going to be just to remove the caps underneath the barrel here so we can kind of go to the next step in disassembly. If you are here to learn how to take apart your mag tube so you can replace the springs and or followers, you are going to need a special tool to that. You can check the timestamps down below to find that particular section so you can see how to do that. Anyway, so we have two pins that are right here depending on how your weapon came from the manufacturer, whoever you bought it from. If it's been taken apart before or not, these pins may be in a different orientation. It does not matter which way they go in. On this particular instance, on the right-hand side of my weapon, I can see the flat heads of these pins. I need to go to the opposite side, so we're going to flip it over. And this is what I should be seeing here, the hollowed out tips here with the little spring retention portion on it. So we're just going to give both of those pins a little push. We're going to flip the weapon back over. We have enough of the pins that we can grab. You can do these one at a time. You can go both at the same time. It doesn't matter. Again, these pins have a special slot right here in the grip. There are two holes. That's what that's designed for. You don't have to put them there, but I do it just to be consistent and then know that they're still with the weapon. We'll flip it up on its head, and then we're just going to grab this whole grip portion and we're going to rotate the back up, and the entire thing should come out. There's nothing that you should need to disassemble or mess with on this piece here, so we're going to set this aside. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab the metal portion here where the mag tubes are. I'm going to grab the back of the butt and I'm going to pull to the rear. And the whole entire thing there is going to come out. There's nothing that you need to be messing with. So you can access all the parts there you need to clean. Set that aside. We're going to grab the fore end here. We're going to slide it to the rear. The bolt should kind of drop down off of its little perch there. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Keep in mind the orientation. You have all these little moving parts down here are facing the bottom of the weapon. The top of the bolt where it's kind of more flat is towards the top. So keep that in mind for when we get to reassembly. So as of right now, you do not need to disassemble your weapon anymore. You can access every single thing that you need to just fine here to clean it. However, there is one more step that we can take. If you are more of a perfectionist and you want to make sure you get down to every little nitty-gritty piece that you can on your shotgun, underneath the barrel we have the two end caps here that go over our magazine tubes. If you have an older style shotgun, these may or may not be a different design here. The one right now, this is the later design where they've replaced these plugs. I can drop a quarter down into. Some of the, again, the Gen 1s, these are flat all the way across and you may have a little bit more difficulty, so you may want to skip this step unless you have a tool that would be appropriate for that. But anyway, all we have to do is just drop a quarter in there and give these a turn. So they recommend that because of the way this is designed, both of these spring-loaded bolts here are holding onto the same piece of metal, so you don't want to do one more than the other and then it starts to kind of bind and come at an angle. Once you get them loose enough, you can just rotate them both at the same time, but they recommend just giving one a half a turn and then the other, and back and forth until you get them done. But again, once you get them loose, you can just kind of turn both at the same time. It'll kind of get to a certain point where you can feel it release and you'll hear kind of a little pop. Kind of like that. And then now this whole assembly should be ready to remove. So you can just grab right here where the little sling mounts are next to the barrel, and if we just lift straight up, it should start to separate, but you'll notice it's catching. So we'll just lay it again back down on the top. There's a metal bar here that kind of hooks upward. You'll need to press this down in order for it to bypass right here, and then this whole thing should slide out. And then now we have our magazine tube assembly, and then we've got our fore end on our barrel here. So again, nothing else to take apart here. You can access every single thing that you need to. Even your chamber is perfectly accessible. Much easier than cleaning an AR like that. So again, that's all you're going to need to do if you're just planning on field stripping, taking this thing apart to clean it and get it back into fighting condition. So if you are planning on replacing your magazine tube springs and or followers, this is the part where you're going to need a specialized tool that's designed specifically for this purpose. I'm not a machinist. I am not aware of any specific tool that would just happen to be laying around your shop that would be like, yeah, you can just throw that on there and it'll work. Get a specific tool that is designed for this purpose. You're going to have to spend a little bit of money if this is what you're wanting to do. It is designed specifically for removing these plugs. This nut here, you can see it has these kind of little bat wings, and those orient here with the little notches that are in the front of these tubes. And then you've got this threaded Allen bolt that goes with it. So what we do is we drop this down in here until it is set in those little grooves, drop the bolt in, and go ahead and thread it all the way down. So once it's all the way down, this is what you're left with. So this should be flush all the way up against here. You shouldn't have any gaps. Again, you want it nice and tight because you want to make sure those little wings in there bite into the piece that it's designed to hold. Do not use an Allen wrench to turn this because all you're going to do is back out this screw that you just tightened to put that on there. You're going to need some sort of a wrench. I'm using an adjustable wrench. Open it up till you can get around this bolt, and then you're just going to turn it to the left like you would anything else that you're trying to loosen. So depending on how tight this is in here, you may or may not have to either have a second set of hands hold this while you turn it. You may want to put it in a vise. Just keep in mind that this is under spring tension. You have a spring pressing from the follower up against this, so once it gets to a certain point, this is going to shoot off. So I wouldn't recommend standing over this looking straight down on it, or you know, pointing it somewhere you don't want it to go shoot out into the yard or something, then you got to go look for it. So having some sort of a backstop or something in front of this thing while you're turning it's probably going to be your best bet. So once you get it to a certain point, this is going to obviously release there. Like I said, it is under spring tension. Just sitting here loose, you can see the how far the springs stick out. So you're just going to repeat that process for the other one. All right, so there goes our second one. I'm going to unthread the cap here because these do get kind of dirty, so you're going to want to clean that too while you've got it off of there. We're just going to pull our magazine tube springs out, and then you can stand this up. You might have to give them a little bump from the rear, but then your followers should come out. These are not the stock ones that came with it. These are replacement metal ones. They're orange. The ones that come in yours are probably just going to be white plastic, but they'll still be the same design. And that is it. You should not need to take your shotgun apart any further than that, or at least I'm not going to cover any of that in this video. This is as far as you need to take it apart, so I'm going to go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, and then we're going to jump back into reassembly. All right, so now we've got everything cleaned up. We're going to go ahead and go in reverse order. The first thing we're going to start with is putting our followers and our tube springs back in. So again, mine are a little bit different than yours. Yours will be white plastic, mine are orange metal, no difference. The hollow end should be facing up, and all we're going to do is drop one into each one of these tubes. Let those go all the way to the bottom, and then we just feed in the springs behind it. All right, so then one at a time, all we're going to do is we're going to take those caps that we removed. We're just going to kind of compress it straight down, try not to bend it. Get it all the way down until you get to the threads. I like to kind of spin it backwards a little bit just to make sure the threads catch, and then start spinning it to the right so that they tighten down. Got that one started. Let's go ahead and get the second one on. All right, so you're going to get these on as tight as you can by hand. Once you get to the point you can't tighten them anymore, we're going to revert back to our tool. So same thing we did, just in reverse. Drop our nut on there, thread in our Allen bolt. And then we'll go ahead and put our wrench on and start spinning to the right. Once that one is sufficiently tightened down, we're going to switch to the other one. I don't have any sort of torque spec settings for you. I don't know that there are any listed. I'm not sure Keltec really wants you going this far. They prefer to do this kind of work themselves, but if you do it, just make sure it's hand tight. Don't try and snap it off. Just get it to the point where it's nice and snug, and you should be good to go. As long as those caps are back flush with the tubes, you should be good to go. They're not just going to back themselves out and pop off, and we're ready to move on to the next step. Now, There's a possibility that while you were working on this thing and you were moving this section around, you had a piece fall off. It should look like this. And if you look right here and you don't see something, maybe you should check around your work area and make sure that it didn't fall off. This little bar that we had to push down to get the two pieces to separate. Again, it's got kind of a hook on the top there. There is a notched piece underneath that corresponds with that hole that's in the center of this. So all we have to do is lift up on this bar, feed this up underneath it, and drop that down in there, and it should sit just like this. And again, all that is kind of like a little leaf spring here that could put some back pressure on that part there. So that's where that's supposed to go. So next we're going to reattach our magazine tubes with our barrel assembly here. So I'm going to hold it by the fore end, tilt it up this direction. Go ahead and feed those mag tubes in there. You may have to kind of wiggle everything a little bit just to get it to go. Remember this little hook right here that was catching on the bottom of the fore end, just push down on that bar and make sure this bypasses it. You should be able to slide this all the way to the front. The back of your chamber right there should go underneath that metal hood. Everything should slide forward. There's going to be a little bit of a gap right now until we tighten these front caps. So just go ahead and start tightening one down a little bit. Start working on the other. Go back and forth. You should feel it grab. Once you get them both locked in, then I just kind of turn both at the same time. And then you should have the same amount of resistance on both. We're going to go ahead and grab our trusty quarter and just tighten these down a little bit more. Again, I don't have any torque spec settings for you. Just make sure it's nice and hand tight. Again, if you snap the quarter in half, then you might have put it on a little too tight. So once that's back on, that gap should be gone right here. So your chamber and this rear cheek piece right here should be mated up flush. So you know you've done that properly. So the next part that we're going to need to put in is the bolt. Now this can be kind of a little bit tricky. If you notice, this piece right here pops up on the top and it can also go flush. And then you've got these kind of little pieces down on the bottom. So we need to pay attention when we put this in here. This needs to be pressed down. This has to be flat because otherwise it's not going to slide inside properly. If this is popped up, it's going to catch on the top of that chamber and it's not going to let you put it in there, and you're going to get frustrated and wonder why it's not going back together. So make sure before you do anything, you push that down and this is completely flush across the top. So the easiest way that I've found to do this, we're going to go ahead and lay the shotgun on its top. It's hard to, I don't have a way to show up, so if I try and use gravity to help demonstrate this again, make sure the top of the bolt is flush. We're going to drop it down inside the rear of the shotgun here, and we're going to start sliding this forward. There's two holes in the bottom of this plate that the bolt sits on, and when the bolt slides back and forth, when this rear portion is to the front, that little hook kind of comes all the way down in here, and that's lowering that part on the top that we said needs to be out of the way. And then that's going to clear again that top portion there and then allow us to fit the bolt in all the way so it's not again hanging out towards the back. So this should help make a little bit more sense in terms of how the bolt is going in there, especially if you're struggling with it. So this is the rail where the bolt is going to sit that's attached to your fore end here. Again, remember this top portion that's flat is going to be towards the top of the shotgun. This should be flat on the bottom. This is recessed here. The bolt sits in these holes as so. So you can see this metal lip here that's towards the firing pin is going to go in this back hole there, and it's going to slide in that channel there. As this bolt slides, you'll notice that that top portion of the bolt is doing this. And again, if that portion is popped up, it will not allow it to slide into place, and you will not be able to get the bolt seated in order to reassemble your shotgun. This needs to be all the way forward. When it's all the way forward, this little hook down here kind of engages in that front hole that's away from this one here. So you can see as it's sliding, it's catching. And when it catches like that, that's what's pulling that top section down. And when it's to the rear, it's pushing it up. So once you've got your bolt in there, make sure it's all the way to the front of these holes so that way, again, that top piece is flush and it should slide in no problem. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to take our butt pad here, I'm going to lift up, make sure that those metal prongs are flat like that. We don't want them popped up, so if you're kind of doing this in a different orientation, just make sure those are all the way towards basically the top of the shotgun. We're going to kind of feed those two little wings into the metal there, and then everything should just slide right into place. You give it a little tap and make sure that this is flush all the way so you know that's in there right. The last step we need to do is rock our grip section into place. So if we look right here again where that little leaf spring kind of situation was, you've got this metal portion right here, and then you've got this right here on the front of the grip. That is going to go underneath and hook inside of that. So you see that goes in there, and then we're just going to rock the rear down. Take those two pins that we set aside or put in our grip section here, and then they're going to go right back into where they came out of. Push them all the way in, and you are done. This is all you needed to do to disassemble and reassemble your KSG. You can do some function checks just to make sure you got it put back together properly. And that's going to be it. So if you have any questions, if you think I missed something, or there's something else that you want to know, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll be glad to respond to your question in a text format, or if I need to, I'll be glad to make another video or short answering the question that you have. So anyway, thanks for your time, and we'll catch you in the next video.